Let's do a couple of examples now. So we're going to do two examples. I'm going to let you look at it first and see if you want to try it on your own. And then if you're not, just hang on a couple of seconds and then I'll start explaining it. So right now we have 3 over 2 times the square root of 2 plus the square root of 2. So see if you can remember the process or if you can apply the process that I just taught you in the other video right before this. Okay, so if you're starting the video back up or if you just waited, let's go through this. All right, so our conjugate, right, is going to be, remember for your conjugate video, for your conjugate videos, for your conjugates, you are going to multiply this item, right? All right, sorry, let me get rid of that. You're going to multiply this. It's going to look almost exactly the same, except that we're going to change the sign. So this is a plus sign right here. I'm going to make this negative. And then whatever you do to the top, you have to, or sorry, whatever you do to the bottom, I'm making all kinds of mistakes here, you got to do to the top. All right? So the reason we can do that is because this over this equals 1. All right? And that always works out pretty nicely. So let's do your top number here. So you got this times both of those things. So you have 6 times 3 times the square root of 2. And you notice a lot of the numbers in this one are kind of the same. All right. On the bottom. All right. So let's start with your first term here. Okay. And we multiply that by both things. So you get 2 times 2 is 4. And then you have a positive 2 times a negative square root of 2. So that's minus 2 times the square root of 2. Okay? And then the next one, next term, you have a positive square root of 2 times 2, which gives us plus 2 times the square root of 2. And then square root of 2 times square root of 2, positive times a negative gives you minus. And then if you do square root of 2 times square root of 2, that gives you 2. All right? Not 4. Do not make that mistake. All right, and then it's a matter of seeing what we can combine and then what cancels. Well, we know from watching that last video that this whole thing is right here, oops, is going to cancel out because they're the same thing and they just have opposite signs. So we wind up with 6 minus 3 times the square root of 2 on top. I didn't mean to include that in this. The mouse got away from me. And then you're left with 4 minus 2, which gives you 2. All right, so you have this as your final answer. You don't have a radical sign on the bottom, and you could break it up into 2 fractions if you wanted to, but leaving it like this is absolutely okay. All right, next example. 7 over 3 minus the square root of 7. So try this, all right? Hopefully the last video is getting you a little more comfortable with this. Try this, pause the video, and then when you're finished, come back to see how we did this. Okay, so first things first, let's figure out what our conjugate is. So I've got 3, got the square root of 7, and we're going to make this into a positive then. All right, so this one is a little different from the other ones that it's plus and not minus. All right, but doesn't matter. The whole intent is the same. 3 plus the square root of 7 over 3 plus the square root of 7 is 1. So we're not effectively, we're multiplying it by 1. All right, so do your distributive property. So you get 21 plus 7 times the square root of 7. All right, next, bottom. All right, I'm going to stick with the same color now. And I want to show you guys something. So last time I did 3 times 3, right, which gives you 9. And I'm not going to write down 3 times the square root of 7 plus 3 times the square root of 7 because I know that that term and then this term on my next set are going to cancel. So basically all you really have to multiply on these are your first terms and your last terms. If you wrote the conjugate correctly, it works out. So you wind up with 9 minus 7. And if you don't believe me, let's just write it out real quick. Write the whole thing out. 9, let's see, plus 3 times the square root of 7. All right, and then when I do this one right here, you get minus 3 times the square root of 7 minus 7. All right, that's why I didn't even write it out, because I know that it's going to cancel. And like I've always told you guys, I'm kind of lazy. All right, so you wind up with 21 plus 7 times the square root of 7 all over 2. Okay, so hopefully, I'll rewrite this so it looks a little better. Hopefully this is starting to make some sense to you. There will be some practice problems on Alex to get you through it. I'll open up a Google Hang probably in the afternoon for you guys to come get a little help if you need it. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Hope these videos are working for you. I welcome any kind of feedback you have on them, so feel free to just hit me up with that on email. All right, thanks.